What is up YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to continue our task list for Spec Ops 22. As far as the videos, I have fallen a little bit behind, but I do plan on catching up very soon. And also I'm happy to announce the channel has hit 16,000 subscribers. So thank you everyone for your continued support. Now as far as task list part 1, we left off at the first research, and here it is, the Hallowed Flame Grenade completed. Of course, for finishing this research, that means you're going to get one of these items, and you can also purchase them in the store. Speaking of that, for the very next task, we have to use 3 of these Hallowed Flame Grenades in combat. Since we only have one, that means you have to go over to the store and purchase 2 more. You can find this item under the supplies tab, and they will cost you 2,000 silver and 10 shield points each. So let's go ahead and get 2 of this item, and then we can move on to any mission. For me, I believe I went to either Chapter 7 Mission 1 or Chapter 7 Mission 4. Either way, you're not going to have to spend any unstable ISO weight, and you can spam this item 3 times in a row for credit. It does very little damage to normal enemies, but that's not going to matter too much. In fact, once we use all 3, we can easily dispatch of this entire enemy wave with a 21 gun salute. Since we've already used 2 of 3, I'll just go ahead and start to throw in a few attacks here and there. Not to mention counterattacks as well. That's one thing that you may want to watch out for, because sometimes I end up taking out the enemies before I even get to use the item. In this case, however, we are safe. Now on my agent's turn, I'm going to use the Hallowed Flame Grenade the 3rd and final time, and then we can finish off 2 of the 3 enemies with our Dance of Death. After this AoE attack from Gorgon, then it's going to be Iron Patriot's turn, and he'll easily knock out the final bruiser. The enemy's final tackle isn't even going to hit Gorgon, and like I said, that's no problem for the Pepsi Can War Machine. Just like that, we've completed task number 7, and we didn't have to spend a single unstable ISO weight. That's actually going to be the running theme for part 2 of Spec Ops 22 task list. Right after collecting our 1,000 silver, we move on to task number 8. And for this one, all you have to do is complete 2 deploys. Now I really wish we would have sent them before we did that last battle, but all we have to do is go ahead and send them out in Chapter 7, or whatever mission you prefer. And as soon as we collect them, we'll get credit. So here we are in that same mission, no unstable ISO weight required. Oh, and I apparently made a big mistake, we're actually in Chapter 4, Mission 4. But like I said, it doesn't even matter which mission you're in, once we collect these deploys, we're given credit. So there it is. Number 8 of 26 completed. We're given 100 experience, and that's 2 tasks down and 0 unstable ISO weight used. Now those are my type of tasks. Then for Eternal Nocturne number 9, you have to get 2 stars of mastery in mission 1. Hopefully you've already done this, so it'll just pop up completed. That means once again no unstable ISO weight used. And even for task number 10, all you're going to have to do is fight in 5 PvP battles. So you don't even have to win them, all you have to do is fight. Since there's no current tournament, all you have to do is go to practice and choose any of the agents on the list. Basically, you can choose anyone you feel like you can beat, even though that doesn't even matter because you don't even have to win. For this part, it unfortunately took a long time, so I'm only going to show one battle. Then we'll fast forward to the end where I get credit. For some reason, each of these matches took like 4 to 5 minutes, and so this task took much longer than any other one up to this point. But hey, at least we got to use Null, Breaker of Worlds, and Heroic Age Iron Fist, 2 of my favorite chapter rewards so far. However, this match started out very poorly because, well, we were stunned. Then Pestilence Beast lets Luke Cage have it with a huge Jekyll and Hyde, and of course he was also stunned. Then, as if it couldn't get any worse, we get hit with a Gamma Bomb. Luckily, we have Iron Fist who laughs at stuns, and he also can reset the fight, at least health-wise. This is going to give our team a chance where previously we had none. And then after the enemy agent uses the Blackest Void, my agent finally gets a chance, and we're going to start with the Neuropurge. Also, as you can see, we have satellite support, so Disoriented doesn't bother us at all. But speaking of that, let's go ahead and use it as a quick action as well. And then we can still attack with the Hand of Apocalypse. Actually, make that 2 attacks with the Hand of Apocalypse. Of course, all thanks to momentary advantage. and I do believe we're going to use both attacks on the enemy beast. We may not be able to do enough damage, but we will at least get close. I will say it would be nice if we did end up knocking him out. Okay, and I was right, he's just under 11k HP. So he gets to attack our Luke Cage. But as we use You're Not Worthy, I noticed something very interesting. Or well, it may not have been in this fight, but during these 5 matches I did notice that it's now subtle. In fact, I'm looking now and it still says that, so that's a huge change. I mean, that's just incredible. Now, characters like Groot won't protect, and it won't get countered. That's a huge win for us and anyone who's a fan of Null. Now, back to the fight at hand, we did take out the enemy Pestilence Beast, so now we can use the Light Fantastic to remove our debuffs. Then I'm also going to use the Improbability Field, and then with Null, the Breaker of Worlds, I'm going to use his You're Not Worthy, followed by his level 9 World Breaker. I figured it's time to get that Meteor Swarm going, and hopefully a preemptive counter as well. Although I do have to say I haven't seen it that much recently. That does have me a bit concerned. Next, the enemy Red Hulk uses Bulwark. So then with our Iron Fist up next, we're going to attack him, even though that means we will take some damage. At least his level 1 does place combo setup and cornered. However, that won't matter because the enemy agent does die to dots, and that leaves only Red Hulk to get taken out by our hand. So that's just an example of one of our 5 fights, and like I said, you don't even have to win them. Then skipping ahead to when we have all 5 done, you're going to see the task complete, and you also receive the blueprint for the Grimoire of the Legion. It is subtle and places flanked on all the enemies, so it is decent. For comparison, the Chitter Chatter box is a 1 enemy attack, it places flanked and cornered, and it is a quick action. But of course, this does work on all the enemies at once. So who knows, maybe we'll use it at some point, but for now we're going to have to research it. So after clicking on the link, we're taken to the lab, where we see it takes 12 hours, 60 unstable ISO weight, and 5,000 silver. Well, let's go ahead and get that started, and that's going to be the end of the Spec Ops 22 task list part 2. Currently I have 4 hours remaining on the 24-hour research, so I do have some catching up to do, at least video-wise. And I will try to do that tomorrow. So lastly, I want to thank you all for watching, and ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck, and take care.